Hello, welcome back. Today we are solving another puzzle. Today's puzzle is the Hanayama Level 4 Baroque puzzle. I hope I'm saying that right. It's not got the best name in the world, it's not the best looking Hanayama puzzle there is. It's a medium sort of difficulty, 4 out of a possible 6. But as always, we'll see how we get on with solving it, and then we will rank it on our hardest all the way down to easiest Hanayama puzzles done so far. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so here is the Baroque puzzle made up of 2 pieces, and quite simply the aim is to get it to this position. Firstly, as usual, they are labelled. There's a Baroque engraving on this piece and a Hanayama engraving on this piece here. Not sure what this bit's for here. Someone's like for a keyring or something like that. It'd be interesting, or it'd be strange whether that's there for the solution. Movement wise, we've not got much movement up and down. The thicknesses around here vary as it's going around, and you've got some very obvious grooves in various places. In there, in there. So here it obviously makes sense that we've got a bit more movement in this position. This reminds me very much of the SNS puzzle. It looks like a more complicated SNS puzzle. I think the SNS is a level 3. Yeah, the SNS puzzle is a level 3. So yeah, this seems like a more complicated SNS puzzle. Alright, so we can skip across there quite easily. So I'm guessing we've got to find our way around, like to here. So I would guess we've sort of just done like 2 moves. So where did we start? We started essentially here. So we come out, we come up, we come over here, and then we can get all the way around to here. Now, unless this is a place that we are not supposed to be, and we're supposed to go a different way from here, we'll assume not for now. Just see what moves we've got. Unless you change the way that you go back in. I mean, what we came on that way. I can't see there being another way back on that allows us to get to another move. So we'll come back in here for now. See where else we can go. Now, looking at the shape of this one, what's this one? This is the Baroque piece. We've got some grooves in here. So it appears as if it's not just this part moving around the whole of the Hanayama part. It does seem like it's gonna go backwards and forwards on each other. I have a feeling, based on what it says on the back of the box, I'm not going to read the whole paragraph, but it says, following the dynamic build-up is an inspirational finale when the 2 pieces elegantly release from each other. I'm struggling to talk right now. But to me, an elegant solution isn't going to be that sliding through there. It's more than likely going to be something a bit more fun, I guess. And maybe it'll be like we get them married up, sort of face to face here, and then we separate from there. That could be quite elegant, I guess. Looking at the spaces to find where I think they're actually going to separate. This part here looks possibly like it's the thinnest part on the puzzle. Now, unless we get it so that a gap is facing a gap, I think it's quite likely that here is going to be the bit that is the final sort of separating point. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. What if we twist in there? I feel like that probably fits in there, that probably fits in there, and that probably fits around there. In fact, I'm almost certain that that is the case. So these are going to have to get end on end, top and tail each other, and then separate from there. I'm almost certain of that right now. But where is that movement that gets us topping and tailing from there? If that is the way it finally separates, it means we've not used these small grooves in here yet. So let's try and figure out a way that they will come into play. Ha! Well, after about, what, 20 odd minutes of messing around, I kept coming back to this position just to see if there was any other way of doing it, but having making no progress down here, I thought, right, let's just try going around again, and it turns out we can go the other side. Now, it's not quite as simple as passing over there, unfortunately, but we can probably then come down to here. Oh, see, that would be a very nice solve. So we can pass over there, we can essentially get to where we were on the other side, on this side. Oh, that looks so pretty. How does it not solve from there? Okay, anyway, we've made progress. Where do we go from here? Too much force required for that to be the solve. Definitely not it. And if it is, no, it's not. It's just not. Ooh, it's a nice swap. Oh, I like that. That's clever. So we come up here and we swap over to there. That's interesting. And then we probably come over here. Wow, this is brilliant. I did not anticipate that many moves with this puzzle. Oh, how did we get there? There. Come around to there. That's brilliant. That is genius. Come over there. Maybe now we can hit that position I mentioned earlier of getting that bit in there as opposed to that bit in there which we had earlier. How we would do that, I'm not quite sure. And then we solve from there. Wow, that is brilliant. Really enjoyed that one. That was beautiful. I think I can remember all the moves for that. But yeah, the number of moves involved in that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That is 100% going up there with being one of my favourites. Yeah, Baroq puzzle solved. And now let's put it back together. There's quite a few moves involved in that. Let's see if we can find them all again. And there we go. Very, very easy. Well, straightforward to put back together into this position. But yeah, those moves are brilliant. Especially, well, there's two in particular. This one here, where you sort of swap from that side to that side there. That is brilliant. And then there's another one further down, but that is very impressive. I wasted 20 minutes of time down in this position, but eventually, if I'd have realised that we were going that way to start with, it would have been a much quicker solve. I'd have no idea what we ended up on, but yeah, that one move there, I went down the wrong alley, and it cost me about 20-25 minutes of time. But we've got there in the end, and that's a very enjoyable one. The Baroque puzzle is properly solved now. So there we go. That was a much better, much more exciting, much more moves, more cool moves, more everything than I expected. I went into this not expecting the most out of the Baroque puzzle, but I'm glad I was very wrong with that. Like I said at the end there, I spent about 20-25 minutes playing around with the wrong side essentially. If I would have realised that first move of going around the other side, around the other corner, this puzzle, instead of taking however long it did, 30 minutes, I'm not exactly sure, it would have taken maybe 10 minutes. But that's very easy to say in hindsight. If only I'd have known how to solve the puzzle, it'd have been much quicker. Yeah, obvious, Ross, obvious. Anyway, as I was saying, the number of moves that we needed, some of those twists and sort of drop throughs. I've not gone through and practiced a few of those moves again just yet. I will do that in the coming weeks before we do the solution video. But those moves were very nice. This might have even jumped up into the top 5 favourite puzzles that we've done so far, and we'll see how hard it is in just a second. But I really did enjoy the Baroque puzzle, really enjoyed it. Now, where does it rank? Now, I think we're going to start at the puzzle at which I said it was similar to, which is the SNS puzzle, which is all the way down here. Now, it's definitely harder than the SNS puzzle. It's harder than the coil puzzle. It is harder than the violin puzzle. Onto the second row. Is it harder than the dot puzzle? Yes, it is. Is it harder than the cake? Yes, it is. Is it harder than the marble? 100%. Is it harder than the delta? Yes. Is it harder than the coaster? Now the coaster's not hard, you know exactly what you've got to do, it's just the amount of permutations there is makes it hard. So I'm going to say the Baroque puzzle is harder than the coaster puzzle. Is it harder than the hexagon? It probably is, yes. Is it harder than the donut puzzle? Yes, that's just one move to solve it. Is it harder than the square? Yes, the square is a very strange one. Is it harder than the elk? Similar sort of thing, 2 pieces of the puzzle, and there's only really one sort of move for the elk, but it is harder to find than all the moves for the Baroque. So is it harder than the elk? I think if you skip ahead one and look at the arrows puzzle, it's probably not harder than the arrows puzzle. Definitely not harder than the nutcase, so we're sort of looking around these 3, so we're below there, either there or there. 3 possible places. Is it harder than the arrows puzzle? No, it's not. Is it harder than the elk puzzle? That is the one question we need to answer now. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes it is. The moves required, because there's 2 sort of specific moves, possibly 3, that are quite tricky, whereas the elk puzzle has 1 move to get it apart. Yeah, we're harder than the elk, we're easier than the arrows. That's where the Baroque puzzle is going to live. So there we go. I will make this look a little bit better for next time for all you OCD people out there, myself being included in that group. And thank you very much for being here. If you agree with my Baroque rating or disagree, please let me know in the comments below what you think, if you have solved it for yourself, or if you are comparing it to the other puzzles that you've watched me solve as well. If you are new and you have not yet subscribed and you want to see me solve some of these other Hanayama puzzles and the step-by-step solutions to all of them, then make sure you click my face here to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace!